Hello, meow fellow gamers. Um, Today I decided to show you one fun replay I played during the previous PBC, which wasn't casted because it was the Pacific one. And I was trying out Meeks strategies, and yeah, I thought this game was pretty fun. So here we go. I, Evil Morlock, spawned in the southern corner. Milan Naunwerber spawns here, in this side. I bring the classic Meek deck with the Fox and the defenses. And I'm eyeing this mill a little bit for a contain, but just speed up the game a little bit to see what I do. I open lizards. But yeah, I realize that the mill is kinda too close to the pigs to do the rush. So, and I didn't have any moles to cancel the warren, so I decided to cancel my attack. And instead I go into fast skunks. Meanwhile, my opponent expanded into the base. You know, it's looks like it's going to be a normal game. But seeing this mill on a little bit of a high ground, I decide to push because high ground is good for pushing. And I actually can set up a nice defensive line here to skunk his mill, right? So he doesn't see right now what is going on. Yeah, he doesn't know I bought the mill. But he attacks into the high ground, and while he does tag my skunks, I do clean his army. That's a nice even trade. And while I could maybe push, my skunks were dead. I only had a few squirrels, so I just decided to build a defensive wall. And while it isn't exactly a contain, because he can just walk down into my base, it is a nice pressure point. And if he ever goes attack my base, I could just snipe his mill and his other mill and win the game. So he can't exactly completely leave his mill unguarded. Yeah, a few of my troops are being rallied into their depths. And I am building a few warrens here. In fact, I am pretty sure I sold... Yeah, I didn't... Yeah, I sold a few of my warrens on this... on my bottom mill. So I could rebuild them up here, because I knew I couldn't exactly be rallying continuously troops from the bottom base, because they would just be sniped by Naunwerber. Yeah, now I sell off the rest of my army, so I can rebuild everything in the north. Now Naunwerber cleverly uses the fact that he has a lot of unit types to rally a few of his squirrels, lizards I mean, down to snipe my pigs, which I notice, so I start pressuring his army up north a little bit. Naunwerber surprisingly loses a lot of lizards to my pigs, but he gets at least two of them in exchange for the warren, which I sniped. Guess a good trade for him, but I'm still entrenched right on his doorstep, and ooh. You're managing to snipe one squirrel for the price of a little bit of HP on those snakes. Yeah, I'm losing a few squirrels here, but I'm also weakening his snakes at least a little bit, so maybe that's worth it. The skunk gas is doing quite a bit of damage to those tier 1 troops. Yeah, I know I can just micro around those MGs, and he took the bait. With snakes being already so low HP, they got easily cleaned up. And while he did snipe down my skunks again, I did manage to build a fox in the meantime. Start building a fox in the meantime, I mean. Which he doesn't know about. We're still in this Mexican standoff with our skunks here. I saw him move out, but I thought he was just going south. Turns out he can just flank me, which kinda didn't realize the first time this happened. But luckily I had a lot of my troops just rallied right on my mill, so it was kind of an even trade. Then he accidentally, I think, rally alls into my MG wall. And I end up taking a relatively nice trade. A pretty good trade, actually. But of course, my army is mostly caught up in these MGs, so I cannot really push into his army yet. But now, finally, my fox is out, and I start sniping everything. Now, because he already flanked me once, I already know he can flank me again. But I also know it's gonna take time, so I just take my time killing these pigs, build a few MGs, and I rally back. Just in time to defend. And I just clean up his army. And now Berber surrenders. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this small cast, and see you next time.